douchebag. Hey guys, I'm Timo.
And I'm Jason.
And we're doing a blog today about an experience I had last weekend. I got an opportunity to go with a friend of ours to start the process of making homemade wine.
Right.
So we went up to the Willamette Valley area near Oregon City, and this was a vineyard that used to be a professional vineyard, or used to be a commercial winery of some sort, and I don't know whether it didn't work out or they just retired or whatever, but they still have these professionally maintained vineyards filled with Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris grapes, and they just sell them and provide them to sort of amateur winemakers and small batch vineyards. So we went up and we picked ourselves some Pinot Gris grapes.
So how much did you get?
We got about 100 pounds of grapes, which was a good probably half an hour of picking.
Well, that's not bad at all. That's pretty quick.
No, it was pretty quick. It went really well. They were nice grapes. They're beautiful, really dense bunches of grapes that were healthy and big. Not a lot of green grapes, not a lot of rotted ones.
Right.
They were beautiful.
It's actually been a great year for Oregon grapes. We've had a long, dry summer. Like a lot of wineries have actually had to start picking their grapes early because when the grapes sit on the vine, their sugar gets more concentrated the drier it is, the longer that it's dry, which means higher alcohol percentage in the wine.
Oh, right. I
So
guess that
more
makes sense.
sugar
Right.
Means
because the
more
yeast,
alcohol percentage.
right? The yeast will consume more sugar and produce more alcohol.
Right.
Yeah, cool. So so they were these wonderful grapes, and then we brought them back to Lindsay and Jeremy's place. Then we started the process of kind of sorting through the grapes. You sort of let them sit for a little while so that all the bugs that like to nest in grapes kind of work their way to the top of the bucket, and you can kind of start picking spiders out, as creepy as that sounds. Then we had to figure out how to press them, because the particular U-Pick vineyard that we went to didn't have the apparatus that they normally have at some of these other more established places that Lindsay was telling me about, where they will press the grapes kind of for you. Okay. So because we didn't have that, we had to sort of Lucille Ball the shit out of it. And we seriously took off our shoes and socks and, cleaned and sanitized our feet, and we stomped the grapes, and smashed them down with our feet and got them all going. It was slimy, it was cold, it was pokey because the little thing, the stems.
Yeah, the little stems get in there with it. Yeah.
It was fun though. I mean, I felt like, an episode of I Love Lucy. I almost picked up a batch of them and threw them in her face. It is a great episode. So once we had crushed them down, then we had to go through with our hands and rubber gloves because, you get incredibly sticky with the grape juice everywhere. We had to pick out as many of the stems as we possibly could. And then Jeremy and Lindsay have a wine press.
It's the red frame and the wood slats around it, and it looks like something that you'd have on display somewhere. It's like some kitschy shop, but it's actually very functional. Yeah,
it is. So we put all the grapes and the seeds and the juice into these mesh bags, and that serves as sort of this first filter. And even before Lindsay started doing anything, there's juice running down.
Right, yeah. The first bit is the juice, the starch, the sugary stuff from the grapes, and then as it goes on, you start getting the bitter.
She had a name. She had a name for the stuff. What did she call it? First run.
First run, yeah.
So the first run juice is the sugary stuff that you're talking about.
Right.
Okay. And then she actually starts pressing the blocks down, and there's a crank that you sort of spin down and crank it down so that it actually starts putting pressure on the grapes. And she kept stopping throughout the process and having us taste the juice. And as dumb as this sounds, it tastes like liquid grapes. I know that sounds retarded, but seriously, I'm drinking this stuff going, what the hell are we buying at the grocery store? What the hell is grape juice then if this tastes like grapes?
Right, yeah.
And that does not taste like grapes. What the hell are they doing to it?
And it was Pinot Gris grapes, right? Mm-hmm. So then they weren't white or clear.
No, that was the other thing I don't understand. So she's making white wine.
Right.
And so I was expecting to go to the vineyard and pick green grapes like you see at the grocery store. And we didn't pick green grapes. So what's that all about?
Basically, it's the amount of time that you let the skins, when you press them with your feet, with white wine. Mm-hmm. With a red, if you're going to make a red wine, you'd let them sit in their skins for several days.
Oh, okay. So, do they use any green grapes to make wine?
I'm sure there are some varietals that are green.
Yeah, so that makes sense now, because now that I think about it, I didn't even really think about it when I was there, but it was obviously red grapes that yielded green juice.
Yeah, and
So
I
it
don't know
makes
if you went
sense.
into the back room there, but they've had like buckets of other grapes that are sitting in there with their skins.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't. Then I guess at that point it had sort of been double filtered and it had been pressed out. We basically just put a lid on that and cleaned everything up. And so then it was just a matter of the next day after I left, because you can't do it right away, you want to wait for certain things to settle. They went ahead and put the yeast into the fermentation vessel so that it can now ferment.
Right.
So what we hope to do is follow this wine as it continues. And so in 6 months, when Lindsay and Jeremy bottle this, I'd love to sort of show up and see how the wine is doing.
Yeah.
And then again, when they crack the bottles and have the first drink, I would love to be there. So we're going to try to show like the life cycle of this wine.
Sure. Let us know if you guys have any experience with winemaking, and let us know your favorite varietal, what you love to drink, and comment down below. And as always, like and subscribe. We'll be around.
We'll be around. Thank you.